In a village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake lived a young boy named Kavi. Despite his tender age, Kavi's spirit burned with ambition. His heart echoed with a desire to break free from the boundaries of his modest village and touch the stars with his dreams. From the moment he could walk, Kavi exhibited an insatiable curiosity about the world. While other children chased butterflies or played by the lake, he spent his time poring over books, devouring stories of daring adventures and heroic feats. To Kavi, the world was a vast canvas, brimming with possibilities waiting for him to explore and conquer. However, as he grew older, he began to sense a growing divide between his dreams and his reality. His village, with its winding dirt roads and thatched roofs, seemed like a cage, keeping him from soaring to the skies. The limitations of his surroundings were a stark contrast to the boundless aspirations within him. Despite the whispers of doubt that echoed around him, Kavi refused to let his spirit be dampened. One sunny afternoon, Kavi's mother, sensing her son's heavy heart, approached him with a gentle touch. She knew her son's mind was not meant to stay confined within their village walls. She pulled out an old, well-worn book from a shelf and handed it to Kavi. As he opened the book, its pages whispered tales of heroes and heroines who had overcome immense obstacles to achieve greatness. These stories weren't just about valiant knights or mythical creatures. They were about courage, determination, and the triumph of the human spirit. As Kavi delved deeper into the book, each page became a roadmap, guiding him through the labyrinth of challenges that lay ahead. He realized that while his journey may be fraught with obstacles, the rewards at the end of the tunnel were worth every step he took. It was as if the book itself was a beacon, illuminating the path for him to follow. Driven by the stories he'd read, Kavi decided to venture beyond the familiar landscape of his village. Armed with nothing but his mother's blessing and the tales of bravery from the book, he embarked on his journey towards the city. The bustling city was a world away from Kavi's peaceful village. Towering buildings scraped the sky, and the constant hum of activity was both exhilarating and overwhelming. For a young boy from a tranquil village, it was a baptism of fire. Despite the chaos, Kavi's determination was unwavering. He roamed the city streets, observing the ebb and flow of urban life, soaking in the energy that thrummed through its veins. With innocent curiosity, he watched artisans at work, marveling at their skills. He listened to street vendors weaving tales with their wares, realizing that every face and every voice held a unique story. The city, in all its glory and grime, was a living, breathing entity, and Kavi was determined to be a part of its narrative. Throughout his exploration, he encountered individuals from all walks of life, each leaving an indelible mark on his young mind. He befriended a kind-hearted tailor who saw the spark in the boy's eyes and offered him a place to stay. In return, Kavi promised to help in the shop, learning the art of tailoring, while saving money for his further education. With a roof over his head and a purpose in his heart, Kavi's spirit soared. He threw himself into his work at the tailor shop, his nimble fingers quickly mastering the intricacies of stitching and designing. Stays were filled with the rhythmic hum of the sewing machine and the soft murmur of fabrics, creating a melody that was as comforting as it was harmonious. As the months turned into years, Kavi's skills sharpened. He became adept at creating not just clothes, but wearable works of art. His pieces were sought after for their unique designs and impeccable finishings, making the tailor shop a hub of activity. Kavi's reputation as a gifted young tailor spread throughout the city, drawing in customers from far and wide. People would enter the shop not just to buy clothes, but to engage in lively discussions with the insightful young man who seemed to have a story for everything. Meanwhile, Kavi was far from complacent. Though he loved his work, he knew that his true calling lay elsewhere. He yearned to quench his thirst for knowledge, but formal education was a luxury he couldn't afford. However, Kavi's thirst for learning didn't wane. He turned to books once again, devouring every tale of adventure and wisdom he could get his hands on. Each book became a portal, transporting him to different worlds and introducing him to characters whose lives and decisions shaped his own. In the quiet moments after the shop closed, he would sit under the dim glow of a lamp, poring over books. The worn pages became his companions, sharing their secrets with him late into the night. Despite the hardships he faced, Kavi's spirit remained unyielding. He held on to his dreams, nurturing them like precious gems. His determination was not just a fleeting emotion, it was the driving force of his existence, too. And then one day, fate intervened, offering him an opportunity that would change everything. A wealthy merchant's daughter, captivated by Kavi's intelligence and resilience, proposed an unconventional idea. She suggested that she would sponsor his education if he agreed to teach her tailoring, as she had heard of his exceptional skills. This unexpected offer was a dream come true. Kavi didn't hesitate. He accepted the offer, setting out on a new chapter in his life. As Kavi pursued his education, he didn't just excel in his studies, he also became a respected member of the community. He balanced his academic pursuits with his work at the tailor shop, proving that dedication knows no bounds. He used his earnings not just to support himself, but also to help others in need, a testament to his compassionate heart. The years that followed were a whirlwind of growth and achievement for Kavi. He graduated with honors, his mind brimming with knowledge and his hands still bearing the calluses of hard work. He continued to teach, but now it was in a formal setting, sharing his skills with eager young minds. He became known not just as a brilliant scholar, but as a dedicated mentor. As Kavi stood before his students, he realized that his journey from a curious village boy to a respected teacher was nothing short of a fairy tale. He understood that it wasn't just about the destination, it was about the entire journey. Every twist and turn, every obstacle he'd overcome, had shaped him into the person he was today. Story became an inspiration, proving that, with determination, one could rise above any limitation. Yet amidst all his accomplishments, Kavi never forgot his roots. He returned to his village whenever he could, sharing his experiences with the younger generation, urging them to dream big and work hard. He built schools and libraries, ensuring that the next generation wouldn't have to face the same struggles he did. Kavi's life was a shining example of how one could turn challenges into triumphs. His spirit, much like the legendary heroes and heroines from the storybooks, had soared to new heights. As the years went by, Kavi's influence grew. He became a leader, not just in his community, but in the minds of many. His ideas for progress and equality resonated with people from all walks of life. He used his platform to advocate for education and social change, understanding that true progress lay in uplifting others. His legacy wasn't just about his personal achievements. It was about the impact he had on countless lives. He inspired young boys and girls to pursue their dreams, reminding them that the world was theirs for the taking. Looking back at his journey, Kavi realized that it was the perfect blend of hard work, determination, and a good dose of storytelling that had propelled him forward. The tales he'd devoured as a young boy had not just entertained him, they had equipped him with the mental fortitude to face the world. And so, the story of Kavi serves as a timeless reminder that dreams know no boundaries. For, with unwavering determination, a helping hand, and a good story to guide you, you too can rewrite your own narrative. Whether you're a young boy from a distant village or anyone who dares to chase their dreams, remember that the world is your oyster.